Hi y'all, welcome back to my shop. Turning spheres are fun. I enjoy turning spheres. Once you fill up a bowl with them, what do? Well, one of the challenges is how do you display it? And when you're a wood turner, at least for me, I found myself kind of getting locked into this paradigm that you turn everything around. Well, so I made these little sphere stands in the past out of a end of a cut off, hollowed it out, maybe decorated it a little bit, different colors, dark wood, light wood, but frankly they don't give it the best shape. I even tried bamboo, and for something fast and easy, and it works. They just don't look real good. And then I was participating in a Lancaster coffee hour. I'll have a link in the show notes if you're interested. It meets on Thursdays on Eastern Standard Time at 10 a.m. for an hour with a bunch of serious wood turners. Some of them beginners, some of them advanced, but all of them are serious about our art and craft. So one of the regulars there from Germany, Kai Kurta, he demonstrated, did a little slideshow showing some of the sphere stands he used, and it's like, boy, that was an eye-opening experience. And things like square and just the contrast between round and square, I thought was just a fantastic idea. He also showed some others that got me thinking, got me looking for odd scraps of wood. So let me show you what I came up with. So Kai got me thinking about odd scraps of wood, so immediately after the coffee hour I went down to my shop, started looking for appropriate pieces of scrap wood that might have some figure, might have some voids, bark, burl or something, and I found this scrap of, I don't know what kind of wood it is, but it's got some nice bark in it that adds some interest. So let me show you what I decided to do with it. So I took this block of wood, flattened it against the belt sander on the back side. Let me just mention my Camvac dust extractor system pulls dust off that rigid oscillating spindle sander so much better than my Harbor Freight bag unit. It's just a tremendous difference. And I use some turner's tape. I've had this for many years. It's 36 yards. I've been using it ever since I started turning. I keep it sealed in a bag to keep it from drying out, and so far it's still in good shape. So I put a couple of strips, and the trick to this tape is to clamp it for maybe 10 minutes or so for a really strong hold. So I don't rely on just bringing up tailstock support. I put 2 strips of 1 inch on it, and then I used various clamps to clamp it down in a couple of places like that, and let it sit for about 10 minutes. I think denatured alcohol dripped in here can help reduce that, take the stickiness out of the tapes. It'll come off, but I find in most instances, as long as I've got a place to put a putty knife, I can just kind of wedge it under there, put a little continuous pressure. Heat gun can also work to release this, because it's just amazing how strong this turner's tape is. Little continuous pressure, and then if I need a little more leverage, I get a chisel out. As long as I'm not going to damage the wood, and that beveled edge just tapping down in there, it'll ride up a little bit, and then it's just easy peasy, just a little continuous pressure, and it comes off. This tape, it's amazing. I'm using this for the third time on these kinds of stands, so it's really strong stuff. So I want to mark where I'm going to be hollowing before I get started, because that's where my center is going to be for the initial pressure. Get my paraphernalia out of the way here. So I'm going to put this right in here, bring this up onto that edge, and bring it up against the backer board, and that'll give me a pretty good feel for where this is going to go. And there we go. In this case, because this is smaller and lighter, I'm not going to use auxiliary clamps. I'm just going to let it sit for about 10 minutes. Okay, I do wear a face shield for this kind of project. I find the easiest way to make this hollow is with a round nose scraper, because it doesn't go very deep. Conventional or native rake, I don't think it makes a lot of difference. I want to get speed up a little bit. Just ease this in. It's an uneven piece of wood, so I want to ease it in very carefully. Stop and check progress. Because it's uneven, I think I'm going to have to go a little deeper so it won't roll out. Let's just keep going. Okay, that's why I wear a face shield. I think I might have been pushing it using that piece of tape for the third time. Each time get a little bit of dust or sawdust on it. So let's try a fresh one. And we're going to put this, I think, right across here, right where the center is. Like that. And the easiest way to peel off the back is just take a little slice out of it. There we go. Alright, now still take some advantage of what little stickiness there is here. I'm going to go back to lining it up with the center. This backer board is just 2 pieces of MDF, 3/4 inch. Okay. Well, I've reached the end of this quill. Let's leave it under pressure. I didn't wait the full 10 minutes last time, and I didn't clamp it. Let me see if I can get a clamp on there to help. See, maybe put another one over here. This is long. I think you just got to try and experiment, but I found that having the opening about 40 to 60% of the diameter of the sphere is a good size, and you want it deep enough where it's not going to bottom out in the middle, otherwise it'll spin too freely, it's more likely to fall off. So these spheres are from 2 5/8 inch to up to about 3 3/4, so this opening is somewhere from about 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 inches. Alright, got it chucked up with some fresh tape, and let's pull this back. Get rid of the live center, turner's elbow. And I think it's a good idea to use as small a gouge or a scraper to have minimum wood contact. But I think the challenge here is because the angle is uneven, it has a tendency, if you're not careful, to wedge it out. So I've got to be real careful. Face shield back on. Low feed rate. making for an interesting shape. Alright, let's get a sphere, get a feel for how well it might fit. I've got this thing, obviously, I didn't get it centered perfectly, so I've got two uneven surfaces, so that's not real good. I think I'm going to go a little bit deeper before I go any further to try to smooth those two together. In the middle. Okay, I got them closer. Let's grab a sphere and see what it looks like. I think I need to have it a little bit wider. Yeah, I've got it. Alright, let's try again. I think that'll hold. The larger one, I think it'll hold. So here's the best way I think to tell. Just let's take this off, unthread it, and let's do it upright and see how it works out. That way we can always put it back on the lathe. Yeah, I've got this uneven area, but if I'm careful, that one will balance. This one will balance. Let's look down it this way. I think I want to go a little bit deeper in the middle. It fits on this one, but I think it will do better with this one if it's a little deeper in the middle. Now I'm switching to a negative rate scraper, a little less aggressive. This is going to affect the large one at all, but I think it will make it a little more secure if I put a small one on there. And yes, I can tell that's a much better fit. And for this one, it'll still work fine. This piece was a cut off of this. I think this wood is guano cast. And I put it on the bandsaw and cut it at an angle so it'd slope a little bit on the display. I think you can see that kind of a pie shape. I'm not going to sand the outside surface of any of these. I want it to be able to see some texture in the wood and figure. I don't want it nice and polished, but I do want to take this opportunity to sand up the middle a little bit. Slow the speed down a little bit. Just Goes through a couple of grits. Alright, let me show you a few pictures of the finished stands that I've made. If you're interested in watching a video on how to turn a sphere with a jig, watch this video. If you're interested in just learning how to turn a jig between centers, watch this video. Your comments are important to me, so leave them in the comments below. And remember, y'all stay safe. Come on back, you hear?